Hello, everyone. Welcome to English 112 for the second half of the spring semester for 2026. And I'm going to welcome you to Module A. So, what you're looking at in front of you is actually the welcoming screen or where you'll be the landing page for our class. And this is where the announcements for each week will pop up. This week runs from Monday, March 16th through Sunday, March 22nd, and it's our official start to the course. The goal of the first module is to get everyone oriented and make sure you understand how the course works, and then also to begin thinking about your research topic that's going to run for the whole semester. Before we get into the assignments, I want to quickly explain how the semester will work. In this course, you will be working on a semester-long research project. Instead of just picking any topic, you're going to be researching a real-world problem connected to your future career field or area of study. The idea is to identify a problem that exists in that field and then research possible solutions. So you'll be doing research throughout the whole semester, from the time you watch this video until the time you submit the final essay of the last draft, the final draft of the last essay. Then you'll be doing research. So you're going to over the next few weeks, you're going to move step by step through the research process, developing your topic, gathering sources, and then eventually writing the research paper. Because of that, you should begin thinking now about about problems that exist in your occupational field, and you may have to do some research to find these problems. For example, if you're interested in healthcare, you might look at issues related to staffing shortages or patient care or access to treatment. If you're in business, you might look at supply chain problems or workplace communication problems or even ethical issues in the workplace. If you're in education, you might explore classroom technology or funding or student engagement. The key is to focus on a problem that people in that field are actively trying to solve. Now, let's look at what you'll need to complete for this week. First, there's one very important item that must be completed early in the week, and that's the enrollment verification quiz. That enrollment verification quiz is located in the modules section. So if you were to click modules, you'll see that it's the first thing that you'll notice up at the top, the enrollment verification quiz there. You should be able to find that fairly easily. Um, it must be completed before March 19th at 11:59 p.m. This is a college requirement that confirms that you're actively participating in the course. If you do not complete the quiz by the deadline, you may be actually dropped from the course. So make sure that you go ahead and get that thing completed, and to kind of gives you an idea about the way things work at Johnson Community College. If you've already taken online classes, then I'm sure that you're used to what is said during the actual quiz. Please make sure you take care of that as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, you won't be able to see the first module, the A module, until you complete that activity. Next, you're going to complete A1. The A1 assignment is the introductory quiz. For this assignment, you're going to read the introductory material, all the stuff in the class that you can have access to so far, and then complete a little short quiz that goes with it. This helps make sure that everyone understands the structure of the course, any expectations, and how things are actually going to work over the course of the semester. So that quiz is in the Module A folder. You'll see that these modules will become available to you as the semester progresses. They go all the way down to H. There are 8 of them. They correspond with each week. So the first week is Module A. As you see on the outside of the folder here, it explains that Module A runs from Monday, the 16th, until Sunday, the 22nd of March. The assignments and the readings that are due, most of them are going to be due on the 22nd of March. That's Sunday night at 11:59 p.m., except for some things that have certain due dates that are early in the week, like this enrollment verification quiz. It must be before the 19th, like I just mentioned. Then you're going to see the list of the other things you're going to do. We're going to go through these today on this video to talk about each one of those. The first one's this quiz. You'll review the material, and then do the quiz. And so you'll just do the quiz, and actually it's very easy to do. I believe you can have unlimited attempts to get all the answers right. It's an easy 100 for you. It's inside the folder. So if you look inside the folder, you'll see that introductory quiz is in fact right there. You'll click that unlimited attempts, and there is no time limit on that. So you can take your time doing that. You're going to also complete A2. It's the Connect orientation assignment. Since we're going to be using McGraw-Hill Connect for some of our work this semester, this activity will walk you through how the system works so you're comfortable using it. It's very simple to see in A2. It's right here. It's a simple assignment. You click this, it takes you directly to the assignment. And if you haven't used Connect assignments before, if you haven't used Connect for at Johnson Community College, everything is kind of integrated directly here into Blackboard so that you take the quizzes here. You don't have to go outside to any outside websites or anything like that. So that's the A2 Connect orientation assignment. In A3, you're going to be reviewing some material about the research process. So this should be covering some material that you discussed or you kind of learned in English 111. It includes an e-text reading. So that's a McGraw-Hill text reading, and that's inside the folder. And a Connect assignment that introduces key ideas about academic research, how to use sources, and how to research writing work. So that A3 research review, if you click this link, you'll see that the chapter readings are here, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And these things should be just kind of review for you. You should have seen these things in English 111. And then the A3 research review assignment is actually right there. So if we just hit back, that'll take us back to the modules area here where we're located in A module. Yeah, so for A4, you're going to look through the research guide and other course resources that are in that folder. These materials will be extremely helpful throughout the semester, so you can come back and look at them again. They'll help you as you work through your research project. So take a few minutes to go ahead and explore them. The A4 assignment is the research guide and resources, which is here. If you see this, you'll see that this gives you an idea about things that you're going to do here, for things that you need to be looking at for your research project. You need to be looking at these types of sources you're going to use. And in the content, you're going to have to find sources that tell us, the reader, about things like the problem you're addressing. You're going to have to identify that the problem exists. You're going to have to demonstrate how bad it is and discuss who it affects. So all of these things will require that you find sources that do these. You might find one source that does several of these, but the goal is to have many sources, not just one source. So you're going to also discuss other solutions. These are all giving you ideas about the things that you need to be looking at while you're doing this research. This tip here, this is a very great thing, the Ask a Librarian feature. If you click on this link, it's a chat with a librarian who's either working at Johnson Community College's library or someone who is on staff at another library offsite, but who has access to all the things that we have at Johnson that'll be able to help you. These videos here tell you about those things. The Find It All feature at the Johnson Community College library webpage, and then the Using the Catalog. So these videos are helpful for you. Also, searching for government sources, and then Boolean operators that will help you to reduce the number of things that will help you to narrow your search results or to widen them if you need to. There's also a video on evaluating sources. These are all things, again, that you should have covered in English 111. And then lastly, a source evaluation checklist. So again, all of these things kind of are materials for you to just kind of help you to do your research along the semester. This is a guide and some resources that you can go back, and this is just something you have to mark review that you've done. So that should be something you go back to all throughout the semester. Next is A5, and this is the topic proposal discussion board. It's your first discussion board for the course. In this assignment, you're going to propose a possible research topic that connects to your field of study, that connects to your career interests, or to an area that you want to learn more about in regards to the career you want to go into. After posting your topic, you're going to reply to two classmates and give them feedback or suggestions. There's rules to follow inside of the forum. This is a great way to get ideas and start refining your research direction. In A5, you're going to notice that I have rules about my discussion board posts, and you only have a couple of them this semester. But in A5, you'll see here the link is inside the folder. You click the link, it takes you to a careers instruction sheet that will allow you to help explore some careers that you might be interested in, and then a sample topic proposal paragraph. Take a look at this discussion. It helps you understand what I exactly expect from this post when you post it. You're going to notice that there are rules here. Review the career sheet using the strategies from the career sheet, do some initial research to find a problem in your career field, then select three potential topics from your initial research. Should be a problem that has not been solved yet. It should be a problem that needs to be solved with collective efforts. In other words, one person can't fix it. And I want you to avoid topics that are inherent part of the job or career. In other words, you can't eliminate stress from a job in the emergency room. So review the sample topic proposal paragraphs above, that's here, and then your initial post. I want you to write a topic proposal for each of your three potential topics. I want you to try to write about 150 words per paragraph. In each paragraph, you're going to explain the problem or the issue. You're going to describe the overall problem, how it affects people who work in that field, or anyone else affected by the problem at all. Then I want you to think about this. What research questions do you have for each topic? In other words, what do you want to find out about the problem as you begin your research process? You're going to list the topics in the order of the preference, so the one that you're most interested in will be first, and then so on. And then post your three paragraphs to the discussion board using the message box for the paragraphs, not the file attachment piece. Make sure that your post does these things, addresses all the content mentioned above, meets the length requirement, it's posted on time, and it's free of grammar and punctuation errors. I will grade it for that. And it's written in an academic style and tone. I don't expect that this is you talking to your buddies on the street. This is an academic conversation. Remember that your posts are due before Wednesday night, 11:59 p.m. So that means that this week, I'll have a little grace this week, but in every other week after this, in the discussion board setting, your original post will be due before Wednesday night. I'll remind you of that at the beginning of each week. The replies, though, the two replies you have to do are going to be due before 11:59 p.m. You're going to make sure on Sunday night, you're going to make sure that if you don't miss those deadlines, because there's a 20-point deduction for missing either one of the deadlines. That could kind of ruin your grade totally if you miss all three of the deadlines for all three of the things you have to do. You're going to reply to two posts, give them as much helpful feedback as possible. You might have had some experience you can provide with that. Perhaps you can help your classmate determine what more needs to be learned about the issue or how to find more research on it. And then you could also, when you reply, talk about which one of the ones you think are the most strongest. Then you make sure that each one of your reply is this. All right. So you'll do that all for the A5 assignment. That's the A5. Only one more for the week after A5. Okay. In A6, you're going to review the APA resources and the videos. And since this course uses APA citation style, not MLA, these materials we're going to introduce you to the basics of how APA works and where to find help when you need it. So we'll take a look at that really quickly. So that's the A6 APA resources and videos. Again, this is just an introduction to the style. I know that you don't want to sit and watch videos, but I promise you that this information will be helpful to you because you're going to have to write an APA style or your grade will suffer. You're going to understand the information about in-text citations in APA. There's a folder here that has a lot of information, a couple of videos, the APA official site, how to go there to find out how to do in-text citations, and then a little tutorial that you can flip through. After that, another in-text citation tutorial. So that's a folder full of resources. And then you've got the references page. Helps you out how to use references page in APA. Much more videos and resources there to look through. Again, this is all just a folder with resources in it. There's nothing actually to turn in or to submit by the deadline. Just make sure that you take a look at them. If you have any questions about any of these things, that's when you ask me about the assignments or the resources. Ask those questions of me. Don't be afraid. I often get students who are afraid to ask me questions, but I'm here to answer them. All the assignments for Module A are due by Sunday night, March 22nd, 11:59 p.m., except for the enrollment verification quiz, which must be completed by the 19th. And then, of course, the discussion board post should be done by Wednesday night, and then the replies by Sunday. My biggest advice for this first week, simple. Log into Blackboard several times during the week and stay on top of the module. Start thinking early about the problem that you want to research because that topic will follow you through the rest of the semester. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me, psmills@johnstoncc.edu. I am looking forward to working with all of you this semester. Um, before we get started, I do want to show you though, a couple of the things. The announcements page, the landing page is here. This is where you'll get announcements from me. This is the first welcome to the course announcement. There'll be several. You'll get them throughout the week. So make sure that you're checking your email because I set the announcements to come directly to your emails. I would have your phone, put the application for Microsoft Office on your phone so that it comes directly to your phone. You're going to see on the left, there's a couple other things here that you want to be interested in, modules and course information. Modules, again, is where all the kind of meat of the course is. This is each week, Module A, Module B, Module C, D, E, F, G, and H. That's the 8 weeks. Again, under that is the course information. You'll see here, this is the introduction to me. My information here, where my office is located, my office number, my email address is here, my office times, Monday and Wednesday from 11 to 2, and then Friday or by virtual, Friday virtual, by appointment only, or if there's some time that doesn't, you want to meet that doesn't fit with that, we can meet virtually. My syllabus and general policies are here. So if you take a look at this, you'll see that this is a Word document. Please open that and ask any questions you have about that. That includes all the attendance policies and everything. Below that is an actual course schedule. You'll see what we're doing for each module all the way down through the end of the semester, right? That's pretty much all I have for you for this week. If you have any questions, please reach out to me early and often. I look forward to working with all of you this semester. It's going to be a short, fast-paced, accelerated 8-week class. Be ready. Go ahead and start researching now. If you have any issues, you can reach out to me for research, or actually just stop in over at the library if you're on campus or when you're on campus. The librarians and the reference librarian and all the staff there are really great, and they're really look forward to helping you all out when they can. So that's all I got for you this time. Talk to you soon.